in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard.
And I go by DJ Swirl.
Chocolate and vanilla swirl.
And as always, we'll give a couple shout outs before we get this show started. Our first shout out of the evening will be to Royalty Nutrition. That's royaltynutrition.com. And to help me out with that, as always, here he is. It's Warhorse.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Royalty Nutrition is a veteran-owned and operated supplement company that doesn't automatically use the cheapest ingredients possible while making their supplements for you. Check them out and use the discount code 37HAKE to save 15% on that entire order. My next shout out of the evening will be to Gorilla Gains. That's gorilla-gains with a Z.com. They are a fitness apparel company that doesn't just make clothes that fit comfortably in and out of the gym. They also make great equipment that helps keep you safe while you train. Check them out. The discount code is Jake15 for 15% on that order as well. My last shout out of the evening is me. Check out patreon.com/Hake Joward. And that's where I do my my solo show. I also do little blog entry type things. I also post workouts from the years I have written workout training programs for people. Check that out and support your boy, as I have 1,000 children and need some help. So many kids. Anyway, DJ Swirl, tell them about the Buy to Buy Empire.
Yes, so Buy to Buy. That is my other business where we handle fast, friendly, on-demand delivery, moving, staging, TV mounting, and assembly. We help everyone from housewives shopping at Home Goods to bros DIYing it at Lowe's, but most frequently, property managers and real estate agents moving their clients from their current space to their new place. Our staging helps new homeowners get settled, a stress-free rearrange during upgrades and facelifts, and maximum ROI to Vrbo and Airbnb properties. If you lack time and you've got a bad spine, we're here to support you, giving you peace of mind from the time you buy to the time we say goodbye. What you're seeing here is what? What happened?
That was smooth as hell.
Oh shit!
Floating.
Hey yo.
God.
Thanks, boss. What you see right here is Buy to Buy Studios. This is the creative side of my business where we help you if you have a podcast, if you're a musician, a comedian, if you're an artist, if you are somebody who is a creative person that does not either like social media or would rather not, hit us up and we will help elevate your brand. High quality, low stress, always remote controlled. That is Buy to Buy Studios. Jake, who are we talking to today?
We're talking to the one, the only Fletcher Cox on Twitter and Instagram. Give it up for Meredith.
Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello.
Hello. I want to come out of the gate too hard.
Well, as we just went through this whole extreme thing, and you had Warhorse yelling and screaming, and you're just like,
That was cracking me up.
Balance.
welcome to the show.
Wait, was that Gorilla Gains like Gorilla or Gorilla?
Gorilla.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah. And then it's, gorilla-gains.com.
I mean, well, you didn't even tell that part.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Yes,
I wasn't
I
paying
did.
attention then.
Well, go back.
My bad. Oh, blonde.
Buy the merch. All right.
I see you.
Shout out to Andrew Taylor. Anyway, so for those who don't know you, give everybody a little quick rundown about who you are and what.
Okay. My name is Meredith. I am a lawyer in California, the Bay Area, California. I'm a libertarian, member of the Mises Caucus, and I love football, and I'm sober, and I work out. That's about it.
That's all we need.
There's no
So
press.
just nailed it. What type of law do you generally mess around with?
Divorce.
Oh,
The fun
aren't you
stuff.
aren't you living in the right spot for that? So you're doing okay.
It's recession proof. That's what I'll say.
No doubt.
Yeah,
We're always needed.
that's a gig. It's a
What
gig and a half.
what drew you to that specific part of law
Well, I
besides
went
the
to law
drama?
school right. Yeah, well, that. I went to law school right out of college, and I was like really miserable the first year. I'd always wanted to be a lawyer, but I just was not really ready to hit that level of focus and concentration in school. I was always like one of those people who just, showed up for the test on the last day for the first time and still got A's. So the first year of classes is like really dry, boring stuff. I was just miserable, and I decided to take some classes over the summer. And I took a community property class, which California is a community property state. It's essentially teaching you the financial property aspects of divorce law, family law, and I was like, oh, this is actually stuff I can picture this stuff being used in real life, which was kind of hard to do with things like contracts and torts and all that boring stuff. And it just, it was like the first time I could really see the law impacting people's daily lives. And I found that really interesting. And then, yes, when I got into it, the drama was so entertaining. Now I'm over it.
Now
But
you're over it.
at the beginning, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's like living in a trash Bravo reality TV series for real, and
Which I love. I watch all those
Until-
shows.
Yeah, but that's cool when it's from afar, when it's on a screen. But when you got to
Yeah.
go clock into that, man, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I have a very low key personal life, so it was sort of like vicariously living through these people. But after a while, you realize that these people don't have their ex to take out their crazy on anymore, so I become the target of their craziness. And that is real old.
yeah, that doesn't sound pleasant.
That
It's
doesn't
very
sound like
unpleasant.
someone who chooses sobriety could tolerate as employment.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, like, maybe that's it. The first, oh my God, I might have to relapse.
We're 8 minutes into the show.
we did the exact opposite of what this show's about. Oh, thanks, guys.
Literally. The first like half of my time doing this, I was still out drinking every night, and I
Yeah.
was like entertained.
Yeah.
Oh no!
No, I'm just again just piecing things together, and it just sounds
But that
like
is funny.
again being on the outside looking in. It seems like I'm not a person who tolerates drama like that. So
Yeah,
I used to DJ for 20 years. So believe me, I dealt with my share of intolerable people, and I'm caught at work. So it's like drinking was part of my job description because I felt I had to be on the same level mindset wise as my audience because I was going to perform better for them because I didn't want to be the sober downer guy as the MC, as the controller of the action. So yeah, I always I drank, but I mean right before I quit drinking, right before I stopped playing, and it was never because I could not do it, but it was like I was numbing myself to all the drama that I was actually dealing with. And so when I started had to dealing with it sober or just under the influence of cannabis, it was like not worth it. So I stopped.
yeah. I can't imagine doing something like DJing and being sober. That must be tough.
But I got lucky, or I was smart and I got out right before the pandemic. So I missed the Bad Bunny craze, and I missed all of the people having 2 years to be bedroom DJs to now have to compete with them or worry about them in the audience like hawking me or holding their phone up and talking shit on social media. Like I missed all of that. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
I'm not gonna lie. I still don't fully know who Bad Bunny is.
Yeah, I couldn't
He
tell you
is
the
a
name of any of his songs. He's a very popular reggaeton artist.
I know he's
uh,
Hispanic.
He's the face of
That's
Latin
about it.
music right
you know,
now.
he's Puerto Rican, I believe.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But I do need to go back and watch. Apparently, he had a banger of a wrestling match in Puerto Rico on
Yeah.
this last pay per view.
He's
Yeah,
a-
so he's
Wait, he
I
does that
actually
too?
on from time to time. Yeah, like so he's the type of celebrity that I respect. So he actually took the time to learn how to do stuff rather than just come in and throw a fake punch and then win or whatever. Like he knows how to do the moves and why and how to move. Like so he's pretty good. So he gets my respect for that. I don't think I've ever heard a Bad Bunny song in my life, but you see Flex Chef's comment?
He's a fucking goofball.
What'd he say?
But Bad
He's-
Bunny is like in.
He said he's a horrible
movies.
hair.
He's doing movies, like he's doing the wrestling. So I saw him. He was in Bullet Train. He was also in the Narcos Mexico series on
Mhm.
Netflix. Yeah, he's a horrible hair.
Oh, oh my God! Another blonde moment. Hare.
Yeah, he's a massive celebrity. And I don't even try to follow him, but I know that people like it's a running joke in the DJ community because it's like he's like the new Bruno Mars because everybody used to ask for Bruno Mars. Everybody, he's that person that everybody asked for. So
Yeah, so I'm too old for this modern music, so I assume he's just good.
you're talking to a retired DJ who just turned 40. I have no
Yeah.
business knowing who Bad Bunny is right now. I don't want to know.
Well,
I like to pretend
those-
I'm still young, so I feel bad not knowing who he is, but
Well,
I'm not young, and I need to
Also-
I need to accept that.
so I have a 14-year-old and a preteen,
oh yeah,
my stepdaughters.
You're up
So,
on game
they're
just
like-
because.
So I'm just like, just riding in the car doing this.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, 14. That sounds like close to my age.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty,
35.
pretty close.
Yeah.
Look at us, all within 5 years of each other. Look at us go.
Look at us broken people surviving.
Just getting through it.
Just making
So-
ends meet.
So speaking of Mises Caucus and libertarianism
Yes.
and being a lawyer in the Bay Area, how it seems that just being out there is counterproductive to your belief system.
Yeah. I moved here from Philadelphia when I was 14 years old. I moved right before high school started, and then I did college and law school in California. And I mean, I maybe that's the reason I don't have this like desire to go explore new places, because when I lived in Philadelphia, I was also a competitive equestrian horseback rider. And I mean, I was traveling all over the East Coast all the time. I've been to pretty much every state on the East Coast, the South, and there's just a few places in the Midwest I haven't been. So I don't really have the desire to like go see another place or things like that. And I think, I got a lot of friends here. My family, my immediate family's here. It just kind of seems unnecessary to leave. Also, getting licensed in another state for to practice law is annoying because California doesn't have reciprocity with any other state. And I know it's like dumb to say, but the weather here is really nice. And I don't know, it's just kind of like, this is my home now, and I don't want these motherfuckers to win. Like, I don't want them to
Okay.
like be the reason I left.
I get you. So I guess really more the question is, how do you find the balance in it?
You hang out with a lot of libertarians. You find them and you hang out with them.
And then you just,
I mean, it's like the only thing that can keep you kind of sane.
Just don't pay taxes together somewhere underground. And...
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, my employer pays mine for me, so I have no choice
Hey.
in the matter. But yeah, I mean, like,
okay.
it's as bad as people say. It really is, but there's, there's other things that go into where you live other than just like the politics.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but I don't know. I just so like when it's as bad as what people say, like, are you like so? Like,
What
is it just like
what would make you leave?
okay?
Where's the line in the sand? Have you drawn that line? And I say this, I told Jake about this earlier. I just got accepted into a business networking group out in Arizona, and
That's awesome.
I joined one chapter and I visited two others because the chapter I was joining had the week off. And the group that I visited, there was this young lady who did self defense, and she was very serious. She was very petite, but she had a big, big presence. And her closing line, like her slogan for her business, is "Taxation is theft." And I was just like, it just made me jump
Nice.
because you're in this networking group that is, but it's the idea of it is everybody eats, right? And so they talk about. So the idea of being in the group is you refer business to everyone in the group. You become a part of a go-to team. So when people need a plumber, need a lawyer, need a real estate agent, they need insurance, all that, we can refer those people, and then we just cycle business around each other because we all do something that people need with regularity. So it's everybody eats. I love that mentality. So I'm part of that, but it's under capitalism. So it's like there's competition, there's exploitation, there are all of these things that are natural with it that I disagree with. Just being someone who does not cater to consumerism, but it's like I cater to the people who buy things. So it's like
Mhm.
it's part of my business, so I understand the hypocrisy in that. But like you said, the weather's nice. And so the weather's nice, the pay is good. I set my own day, my own time. I get to hang out with my family and I get to set my own goals and I get to pursue the things that I'm passionate about on the back end of the money of the people I disagree with for the most part. So it's like, am I really losing or am I getting a, you know, my lifestyle choice? Do I reaffirm myself by being able to put together somebody's bed under a Trump flag? Because I for sure did that. And the
Oh,
family was Mexican American. So it's like you get to learn being in these people's homes that you see every day that you associate with on random things because of the proximity from living in the same city, state, whatever. But you get to really see how people live. Like I saw, I saw a photo. Like I'm putting together a table set, chairs and table, and this woman has a printed out photo of Trump on the tarmac when he visited during a rally from like 300 yards away. It's so far away. And she framed it and put it up on her bookcase. And I was
That is
watching,
so crazy.
and I had to see that thing in my peripheral vision for an hour and a half. So, like, we all live in the same ecosystem and we've all got to eat somehow. And my politics, my belief system does not keep me from making money on the back end of people I disagree with. So,
Yeah, I mean, I represent tons of people all the time who just talk to me as if it's a given that I'm, a lib. Um, you know, they'll just be like, I mean, I've read things in people's court papers about like, all my son wants, other than to not have to see his dad, is for Trump to get impeached. Like my 6-year-old. Like I've read that in people's court papers. Um, so and it was actually, I remember the
wow.
direct reasoning was my 6-year-old like wants Trump to get impeached so all the kids at the border can be back with their family. And
in a divorce court proceeding?
yeah, yeah.
It's like bumper
It,
stickers,
it,
man.
it would take me probably a full day to explain to you what led up to all of that. Um,
Oh my god.
Unreal.
so like as far as drawing the line in the sand, I haven't fully yet, but I've definitely had to think about it over the last few years, especially when the pandemic started and we had like insane wildfires that year. Haven't had them the last year. Um, and San Francisco. I live 25 minutes away from San Francisco. I haven't been there in 2 years. because it's just so horrific. Uh, I live closer to Oakland. I've been there more recently, but Oakland's always kind of up and down. Um, yeah, I mean, the taxes stink. The cost of everything stinks. The pay is somewhat higher because of the cost of living, but I don't know if it's high enough. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure that out because I definitely have tons of friends in places like Texas, Arizona, Tennessee, and Florida. And I'd be fine moving to any of those places, except that it gets really hot, and I don't love that. And my dog would not like that. But other
Just
than
go live
that,
next
I don't
to
know.
just, just go move next to Forest Mommy and help her get elected.
I mean, Colorado is definitely like not a bad option, except there are some of the same things that are shitty about California going on in Colorado, but not. It's more interesting. It's more diverse.
There you go. Shout out to Forest Mommy running
I
for
love her.
what's our city? It's our she's running for city
I don't
council of
remember.
our
Yes, and happy birthday. She just
yeah,
was
that
happy
was that
birthday.
yesterday. Yeah, she used to pop in on the live chat every so often. She helped us.
Love her.
She helped me with the situation with one of the kids
She
during our
rocks.
discussion about finding a device that a child shouldn't have.
Oh,
Oh,
oh my.
indeed.
A vibrating device.
Yeah, indeed.
That's what I presumed you were
Indubitably.
talking about. God,
Now
I'm
it's
so
gonna-
glad I never had to find anything like that in my parents.
Dude, yeah, that was a fun one. That was a good time.
Nice.
You know how like you can prepare your whole life and like you just assume that things are gonna happen or not gonna happen, and then something
Yeah.
just
Did you ever assume that was going to happen?
fuck no.
I assume it's absolutely, man, absolutely. I assume it's gonna happen. I just don't think I'll ever be prepared for it.
Well, I also didn't think I was prepared for the age in which the discovery occurred.
Sure.
Yeah, but
Ooh, would it be better to be younger or older? Probably younger, right? Because you don't really know what it is.
no, I think it'd be better if you found it when they're older because you'd be like, oh yeah,
I mean, I was like 14 taking 45-minute long showers.
of course.
And my mom would come bang on the door and be like, "Get the fuck out of the shower." But she never shamed me. Like, I remember us having a conversation about it when I was older, and we were reflecting on that, and she, without saying it, acknowledged that she understood, but it was like, so
Dude.
I don't know.
Don't clog the
I have
drain.
two
you
brothers,
nasty.
and I never noticed anything like that. I had two brothers that I lived right in between. Like our rooms were like, and I never noticed anything like that, and I don't know how.
I also had a younger brother who slept across the wall from me, and our closets were connected, and the wood in between the closets was old, and so I remember having a girl over and hearing like wood chipping. So I was rather self-conscious to
Ugh,
explore myself when I was in that house, a house full of 5 people. So yeah.
No,
nasty.
I used to set an alarm so I could wake up at like 2 in the morning.
Wait, you had a regimen?
To
You
Yeah.
had
to jerk off?
you had a jerk off regimen.
You interrupted your sleep for that?
Worth it.
Oh, man.
Look at me now.
Look at me. Look at you now. Hold on. I'm sorry. There we go. We got it.
There he is.
Now, because
So I'm married. I got 6 kids. I've been sober for over 7 years.
Pause. You're saying that now? That's your current
Yeah.
regimen?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. My current regimen. That's a little bit more tricky.
Ooh.
Oh no.
That's
Wait a minute. You better not be interrupting your sleep now to do that.
Oh no. My sleep is precious
Okay.
because
Thank you.
there-
'Cause that was
no,
gonna.
because it's either a kid comes and wakes me up, or a dog wakes me up, or a combination of both. And then like I'm pissed, and then my wife's all pissed, and then like, how are we gonna sleep? Oh, the alarm's gonna go off in 15 minutes anyway. Oh, fuck it, might as well get up. It's just there's just so much.
I'm getting stressed out hearing you talk about this.
Yes, no doubt, man.
That's my day. It's every day.
God, sleep is so important.
Yeah, I used to be shredded
Pretty
all the
much
time.
what
I
I
get it.
sleep is pretty much how I design my day. It's not like client meetings or anything like that. It's like, when am I going to sleep?
I respect that. I respect it a lot. When I was living the single life, when I was training folks, not in Arizona, I was out in Texas. Like I had a very, like I'm at home and I'm in bed by, and I'm up at, and then then I'd schedule a break in between my clients, and I'd go out. If it was, because the gym wasn't air conditioned, so if it was too hot, I'd go sleep in my car with the AC on, or I'd go back to the little trainer's nook and pass out in one of the chairs. Because sleep is very important. I completely
Who
agree.
doesn't have an AC in their gym? That's insane.
Well, so that was the coolest thing about that spot. They probably fixed it now with the new owners that have everything all fancy and pretty, but like it was the reason why it was built like that was it was meant for a place for you to come and do what you needed to do and get out. It was a real hardcore gym. It wasn't really made to be. It was huge. It was built out of an old Albertsons grocery store.
Nice.
So I mean, like the open airspace was there, but it was hot, and there was some days when it was like unbearable. So it was like, how bad do you want your goal? How bad do you want it? So the people that were there getting it were the people that wanted it real bad. And that was a real cool time. I mean, that's where I met all of my my bodybuilder friends and clients that are worth a damn out there still. Like the real hardcore of the hardcore. It was awesome. So
yeah, I like those like real hardcore gyms like that, but I need air conditioning. I don't fuck around with that.
Hey,
Yes.
I'm not saying it's for everyone.
No.
So
Definitely not for me. I like the house to be like 60 degrees.
Whoa.
listen
Okay,
here.
not that low. I'm not made of money, but yes.
I was gonna say, not everybody's making divorce attorney money over here.
No, but yes. Also, I think I have it at 62 the last couple times I put it on.
That's
So
But it's
My
also
dad would be
yeah.
freaking the fuck out if I
yeah,
slept
but
with him.
but also it's just Ryan and I knowing Arizona power bills, like
Dumb.
uh-uh.
And I have a pool. Dumb.
Oh wow, is it more expensive out there?
Well, because your AC's running usually
All day.
constantly during the summer.
Mhm.
Like, so in our old house, that sucker was pretty much on all day, and then the house would stay steady at 80 degrees. Yeah.
Oh, she gasped.
With the
Yeah.
AC on?
Yeah. AC on.
I'm never going to Arizona.
AC on, blinds, shades on the
Yeah,
windows.
Oof. I have a couple good friends there who have been like trying to like, and I'm like, oh, it's not that far. It's the closest to California. Blah,
Are you
blah, blah.
talking about my friend Lauren? Do you know my friend Lauren?
Lauren with the red hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love her, but that's not who I was talking about. But she's cool.
That's my friend Lauren.
No. Yeah, well, she's my friend too, technically, sort of.
No, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your train of thought.
Yeah, no, just I can't with the heat.
Oh, I love it. I think it has to do with like conditioning or a trauma response or something. But when I turned 18, I did boot camp in San Diego, and then the infantry schools in Camp Pendleton, and then they put me in 29 Palms in the middle of the Mojave Desert. From 29 Palms, I went to Ramadi, Iraq, back to 29 Palms, then to hit Iraq, back to 29 Palms. So I was like, desert, 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 desert. I'm going to move to the desert. So I did. And
so you fully did you do like Iraq in the summer?
Oh yeah. My
Oh.
first deployment. My first deployment. I actually turned 19 on my first deployment. It was in Ramadi, Iraq, and it was hot. Like
And you got all the gear
hot.
on.
Uh huh. Yeah, and I was a saw gunner too, so I wasn't carrying like everybody else's standard load. I had more. It
Oh my
was
god.
fucking hot, 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 hot.
You make me
I
feel
came
like
back.
such a pussy.
I came back. See, so I was probably about 190, 185, 190. And I came back about 145,
Oh my god.
and just a skeleton. And I hadn't been 145 since my sophomore year wrestling season.
How tall are you?
I am 5'9" on my best day.
Oof.
Okay, I'm 5'9" too. I don't think I've been 145 since I was 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10.
Middle school for sure.
Oh yeah, I'll have to find the picture. There's me sitting on a table taking a fatty dip, and I'm
Oh my
just
god.
I'm skinning bones. It was awesome. It's good times.
No, it's not. It's not awesome.
You know, there's things that like suck that you look back on fondly, and I have a lot of that involving the Marine Corps. And I mean, I sit back here and I like promote it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of the suck that I was just like, I wouldn't take that back. You know. But
I don't know
anywho,
how I didn't know you were a Marine. I don't know how I
huh?
didn't know that. I didn't know that. I don't think I knew that. I know. That's wild.
Well, it's because I mean, like I'll talk about it, but it usually has to get brought up. Like I don't like
Mhm.
I've never wanted to be one of those guys that introduces himself as a Marine veteran kind of thing.
Yeah.
Those people are obnoxious. Like, speaking as a veteran, like, shut the fuck up. No one cares. No one cares. Like,
Speaking as a veteran, nobody needs a fully automatic AR-15.
no one's selling those dipshit. Like,
Yeah, I love those tweets.
those are my favorite.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and shake my head.
There was a guy on the highway I was following today who had a veteran plate. The
Mhm.
surrounding of the plate was veteran. Had a veteran, like the American flag insignia, and then on his like the back window of his truck, more Marine shit. I was just like,
Hell yeah.
Too
my
much.
god,
Too much, dude.
my god,
'Cause-
what are you trying
well,
to
so
what are you trying to say?
I don't even have a veteran plate. I just don't want it. I'm not trying to draw any more attention to myself than I already do.
Is there a reward for being the most veteran?
No,
I don't get it.
no,
Sorry. Can you hear my dog like crying in the background?
no.
Okay. He needs to shut the fuck up.
I thought for sure she was about to say, "Do you mind if I stand? Do you mind if I go take care of?" Yeah, go for it. No, the opposite.
No, nope.
Exact
No,
opposite.
I've
So,
taught him to understand.
so,
He's coming over here.
yeah, of course he is. He's a pretty dog.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
I love him so much. Oh, he
Well,
knows we're talking about him.
what? Talk about your lifting experience. How do you
Yeah,
how do
so
you
when I
partake?
Oh, sorry.
How do you partake in your weightlifting?
So when I was like 16 or so, that's when I first started lifting because I was a competitive equestrian again. And a lot of people who don't know much, think that, oh my God, it's the horse does all the work. And it's not true. First of all, you got to control the horse. It takes a lot of leg and core strength, a lot of shoulder, upper back strength. So around that time, I was riding a lot of difficult horses, let's say. I don't want to be like, problems of a little rich girl, but I was not as rich as some of the other rich girls. So I couldn't afford like the $500,000 horses. I had to buy the horses who needed some work. So my trainer suggested that I go work out with his guy, who my trainer was a man. So the guy was like, oh, this is the type of stuff that I do. And I got into lifting a little bit, found out I was really strong, and kept it up for a little bit. It's the only kind of working out I like to do. You will never catch me doing cardio unless I'm literally like walking my dog. Like that's my cardio. And then when I was in right before law school, I started powerlifting. And I just like fell in love with it. And I still incorporate it into my working out now, but I'm not actually working towards, getting new PRs or competing or anything like that. But I still like to incorporate, every workout that I have usually designed around one of the big three lifts, and then we go from there.
There you go. So you like doing more of the power lifter side of things, strong girl things?
Yeah, I mean, deadlifting is my favorite of everything.
That's right
My
there.
squat is fine. It's good. It's strong, but it could be stronger. My bench is horrific, embarrassingly so. I'm actually pretty good at like overhead presses and things like that, but who cares? It's not a competitive lift for me.
Right.
But yeah, I won't go work out if I can't do the things I like. Is basically what it is. So every trainer I've ever had knows that and designs workouts for me that incorporate that, even if my goal isn't to be a competitive powerlifter right now or like look like a strongman, which I did kind of develop that type of body at one point when I was really into it. It was like very round. Not round, like my waist I felt like my waist got bigger, and I don't know. I never wore belts or anything. I don't do that kind of shit, but I don't know. I felt like bracing a lot was getting me kind of jacked up in the core area in a way I didn't like.
Grew some mean old obliques, huh?
Dude, and I started taking creatine at one point. Holy God. It was amazing, except for like the side effect. I bloated like crazy. Like hell on like 10 pounds of water on a given day. But I was recovering so much faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it.
No.
Oh, my mom is like calling me and leaving. This bitch. Hold up.
Happy Mother's Day.
I'm on a podcast.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh. Happy Mother's Day. Sorry.
Is that this Sunday?
Yep.
Yes.
If you celebrate that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Captain
Well, I generally try and yeah. I'm the king of prep. That's why this show is so structured, balanced.
So
my brother just had a kid, so I got to get his wife something now.
What's your relationship with her?
It's good. I love her. She's great.
Good.
I just gotta get fucking. I'm not made of money, people. Like presents and fucking. Just every fucking month, there's a new holiday that I gotta buy something for somebody for.
I mean, at what point do you just start sending? At what point do you just start sending cards? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what I get my mom, because she won't tell you what she wants as a present. She's just like, I just want to spend time with you. So I get her cards and write something nice in there.
Yeah. I am probably the worst gift giver ever. So it's here, some money.
That's the best gift. I would love that.
See?
I ask for money for every year, and people are like, no, you said that, but I know you really wanted a present. And I'm like,
dang.
No.
You really need this Keurig.
I think that as adults, buying gifts for your parents, gift cards is like revenge for every sock gift, for every sweater, for every underwear gift that you never asked for, but was always part of the gift giving because you needed it.
Now I will live for some socks. I love a good sock. This is probably TMI, and I probably shouldn't be saying this in public, but I'm here, so I'm going to say it. I have like genetically smelly feet. I've had them since I was a little kid. Like my uncle always tells this story about how I was like 4 years old and I was going to get those shoes, those little sneakers that you put gems on and stuff when you were a little girl, and taking off my shoes in the shoe store, and the woman being like,
Oh
so,
no.
and that has lasted me throughout my life. People are always like, "Have you ever tried this?" No, it doesn't work. The one thing that has worked is these bamboo socks that I get off Amazon, and they're fucking amazing. It's like solves my problem. And my parents were the ones who got them for me at first. So I'm like, yeah, get me some fucking socks. I will love that.
Bamboo socks. Do they
Bamboo
just breathe?
socks.
Do they just breathe better or something?
No clue. Couldn't tell you. But they
The
work.
bamboo absorbs the stank.
What's that called? You know that thing. Antimicrobial.
There you
That,
go.
yeah.
See, oh God, this is like
And they
talking to
breathe.
me. You know that thing. You know the one.
Yeah, I got it. At least I got it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It usually takes me a couple rounds of ADHDing around, and then
Did you
oh
actually
my
have
God,
ADHD?
yes I do. Yes I do.
Me too.
Loud and proud. Well, okay, so there's something we can bring up because I would have asked Captain Sandy this if she didn't fucking blow us off, but I read the book. But anyway,
Did you buy the book? You bought the book.
hell yeah. But so you have ADHD. So how do you study? How did you find the ability to focus enough to even get through like regular college before law school? So that blows my mind.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is like kind of a crazy story, and I think it explains some of my issues with stimulants later in life. Um, when I stopped riding horses around my senior year of high school, I gained a ton of weight really, 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 really fast. And I had these other symptoms that were indicative of there actually being a problem. So I got diagnosed with PCOS, which most people probably know what that is at this point. They didn't not a lot of people didn't know about it back then, but I just like could not lose the weight. So somebody suggested I go to this weight loss doctor, and they put me on phentermine to lose the weight quickly. Phentermine, you're supposed to be on, I think, for like 6 months the most. I was on for 2-3 years,
Oh man.
and it turns out that it's a very similar drug to like Adderall, basically. And when
Okay.
I came off of it, right before my senior year of college, that's when the self-medicating got really bad, and I didn't realize for whatever reason I didn't put it together that could have been a problem. Is that I was missing that thing that was, kind of helping me and my ADHD that had been going unmedicated for years. Even though people had always told me to get it checked, I didn't really believe it was a thing, so I didn't. So once I had my first DUI, um, I was the first time suggested to me that maybe there was some self-medicating going on. And right before law school started, I went and I got checked, and I was just like, okay, whatever, we'll see. And I didn't, I wasn't one of those people trying to get Adderall or something like that. I answered everything honestly. And the doctor was like, you have severe ADHD. Have people been telling you this? And I was like, yeah, for a very long time, but I didn't really think it was real. And he's like, no, it's real. So then he hooked me up, and now I'm pretty much taken care of. It's I think in some ways it's like a blessing and a curse, because
Mhm.
ADHD, like the inability to focus, can sometimes lead to you having really creative ideas and thinking about things and processes that maybe a normal person wouldn't go down. Um, and when you focus in on something, you really, really focus in on it. However, it's also a pain in the ass for the obvious reasons.
Yeah. Like having a regular conversation with someone that needs you to be fully present for more than 10 seconds.
Or the procrastination has been like one of my biggest problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
My wife
It's
likes
why you'll
sitting
see
down
me on
talking to me
Twitter
about
being like, "Hey, I'm pulling an all-nighter." And people are like, "Oh, no, why?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I've had a month to do this one thing, but I literally couldn't get my brain to do it until it was the night before." So,
Mhm.
Pretty positive I have
Well,
undiagnosed ADHD because like the creative waves are immense, and then the procrastination that follows is just as big. And so there's
one of us. One of us.
one of us.
yeah. But yeah, like you said, I get hyper creative at times, but it winds up turning into these 2-3 hour long conversations I have with my father, who lives on the other side of the country, who is just amazed at my ability to understand him as someone who grew up with a giant stuttering problem, and being a black guy in the 50s and 60s wasn't too kind. So he's had his own issues, but like I get a lot of my creativity from him. So he has an idea that I'm helping him with right now, and he needs help. And so like he basically asked me to be a partner for an app that he's developing, and he's in his 60s, like, but
That's
he's
awesome.
but he's still in with technology and still staying up with it. So I'm like trying to be the bridge for his when he hits a plateau, when he hits a block, and so I'm able to just open up doors that his mind can't fathom. And so the next time we talk again, after a 2 or 3 hour long conversation, it's like the next follow up won't be for months at a time, and it'll be radio silence. It's because we're both cool being recluse and just being inside of our own thing, and then we talk again, and it's just fireworks. It's crazy.
I mean, I don't want to diagnose you over the internet or anything, but you're preaching to the choir over here. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
yeah,
gonna say.
no doubt. And I'm not trying to stand out or anything. I'm just saying, this is what I don't feel like I need to I don't need a pat on the back for it, I guess,
Mhm.
because I feel like it's
No, I mean,
normal.
I think it's actually probably pretty common for people with ADHD to have addictive personalities.
Yeah.
Uh, and search for like self-medicating, and also just the way you get hyper focused on whatever thing you're hyper focused on at the moment can be similar to the way you want to keep going when you're partying beyond the past. That,
Right.
like, I always tell to people, like, people are always surprised that I quit drinking, and they're like, "Oh, you weren't an alcoholic," and I'm like, "But you don't understand, like, the way you would just know that you've had enough and stop and like just enjoy your
Mhm.
time out. I'm just trying to get the next drink, trying to get the next drink. Like, there's no it's time to stop for me. The time to stop is when you fall asleep."
Yep.
So, and that's something I feel like is pretty common amongst people with ADHD.
Yeah.
I know.
I can't hear anything on my end.
Well, sorry, some redneck just blew something up, and so I was just waiting for the dogs to.
Oh, good old Zona.
Living out here in the desert has its benefits and and setbacks.
Wait, you're in Arizona right now?
Yeah.
Why did I think you were in like Oklahoma?
I don't know. Probably because I look like a piece of white trash or something.
Probably because he looks.
No, that's I
like,
swear.
you look like if I was at the terminal at an airport and you flew home or you flew
Mhm.
in as a visitor, I would think you were coming home. Oklahoma airport for sure, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's not an insult. That's just like demographic.
Yeah. No,
Like, I
I'm
feel
a.
like that was very clear to me that you lived in Oklahoma.
No,
You
I've
weren't?
been a.
She didn't know you
Oh,
were a Marine and you live in Oklahoma.
it's all right. It's okay.
I'm like, this is my friend Jake. I love him.
Yeah. We've never had a bad word or conversation. I think she's hilarious.
That's
No,
funny.
but oh, what was I gonna tell you? No, that's something my dad brought up. It's like we were from Illinois, and like, but we were raised like Southern people, I guess is the best way to describe that. Like, because his dad, that the whole Howard side of the family is all from Missouri and more South kind of thing. And it's just how we fit in, And I definitely feel more comfortable at home in the South too. So I guess that makes sense.
The South is great. I really like the South.
I really
I like
enjoyed.
that I'm like skinny in the South.
Ooh.
I like that people. I like that people eat in the South. I like people have good manners. I like SEC football.
Oh, oh,
I hate the
I
Dallas
don't.
Cowboys.
Hey, there you go. I don't like SEC football. Once upon
Pourquoi?
a time, there was a team called the Missouri Tigers, and they were not a part of the SEC. And then they said, we're going to go to the SEC. And everyone that was a fan of the Missouri Tigers said, no. And now they're dog shit. They're dog shit. Every year,
So,
dog
were
shit.
you a fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've always had like lofty desires. Like I always wanted to go to Columbia and go to Mizzou. Just because I thought it'd be cool to be a Missouri Tiger. And then when I got out of the Marine Corps, I was going to move back home and go to the professional wrestling school out there and break into the wrestling business. And then I was going to move to South Texas and work in the oil industry forever. No, that didn't work out. Then I was going to be a personal trainer forever. No, that didn't work out either. You know, like I've always. So
What
now I'm
about
just a
Mizzou
dope.
though? That's such a random place.
Well, because the Missouri Tigers.
Like when you said Columbia, I thought you meant Columbia, the Ivy League school.
No, Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah, I got that.
Home of the Missouri Tigers.
But like it's just random. Because you're not from
Well,
Oklahoma. Are you from
no,
Missouri?
No, I'm from Illinois, but all of my grandpa's family, all of the Howards came from Missouri and more south. Like I have family history going back to the territory of Missouri.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so it's like all of my family is from like Missouri and down. It has been since white folk moved here, I guess. So I don't know. I've always just felt more at home there and stuff like that. Oh, okay. Sorry. ADHD moment. Have you ever been somewhere where you're like, where you felt like I belong here and there's like, you've never been there before?
Yeah.
So when we were flying from March Air Force Base into, we were flying over Ireland and we landed in the Dublin airport. And I remember we were flying over and I just saw all the rolling hills and stuff. And I went, this is where I'm from. This is where I live. You know, like there's something about just flying into Ireland and seeing it where it was like, my body was like, you should just stay here. Have you ever experienced anything like that? You know, does that make sense to anybody?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like that when I first went to Texas.
Okay.
Not like that when I went to London, although I did like London. But yeah, I don't have that connection with Europe. You filthy commie, but I have felt that before.
I have a feeling I'd be more on the McBurney side of the Irish.
I don't know what that means.
They're the guys that the fire bombers.
Oh. Yeah. I like them.
You can shove your parliament right up your ass.
Yeah, they seem cool.
This is just real nice guys. Just committing small acts of terror every once in a while.
Yeah,
No
the
big
more
deal.
I find out about the Irish over time, the more I'm like, how was this not taught in school? Like, why was I learning about ancient Japan and not like what was just happening in Ireland? That's just crazy.
The whole history of that island is wild.
Wild. Yeah.
Anywho, we're devolving into nonsense.
Oh no.
Well, you're on a time hack, ma'am.
I am.
We're
are.
at just shy of an hour.
We
It is
did
past my bedtime.
It is.
That's why
And
your
thank
dog's-
you so
that's
much
why
for
your dog's
coming
making
on.
noise. Yep.
You're
Where
very
can folks
welcome.
find you?
I'm on Twitter at Fletch Her Cox, and Instagram's the same. And I don't do anything else. So that's where you gotta find me.
There you go.
Or at any sort of libertarian Mises Caucus event in California, I will most likely be there.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Sober Swole Podcast. Wait. We're doing the For the Love of Fit segment. We're figuring out a new outro.
We
Stay
are.
tuned for the For Love of Fit.
There you go. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.